Anybody out there? Hello? Hello? I guess I just don't have that many friends. How do I do this? Okay, that's enough of that. Alright. So, what is going on right now? One thing that I'm not good at, and this was really drilled into me at an early age. I never could tell a good joke, could never tell a good story. People would lose interest in how I told the story. They would zone out and not really care what I was talking about, not funny, and even a real good joke, I try and tell it, I memorize that, I'm just no good at telling jokes, and I don't know, but you know what I am good at? I'm good at, working along and teamwork, and, then guys at work would say that I'm also good at getting along and working together, and, I'm very good at filling in the gaps so that everything gets done, and whatever, I really do enjoy peace and harmony, and when sometimes a big wrench gets thrown in everything, and there's a problem, and sometimes the people are the wrench, and a person is a problem, and it ends up being like a cancer to your crew, to your family, to your society, to your community, a group of people that, just create discord, and when the group of people they just want to get along and just have a good life, and there's a big wrench in the system. Some of us just try and ignore it, and some of us just try to get things, maybe calm down a little bit, and I feel like I've dealt with people who are big wrenches, and just thrown into all different aspects of my life, and enough of those kind of people have come into my life where, a lot of people probably say this, but I don't want to deal with them anymore. They say that I don't have a tolerance anymore. And I've certainly reached that point, but I don't see like just having the attitude of I don't tolerate bullshit as being the right attitude. I think the right attitude is, let's really diagnose the problem and figure out what's going on here, what's wrong. And I'm proud of myself for that, because I've been through enough moments and enough situations where either someone's got to go, or I got to go, or some things need to be addressed. And when I get to that point, I do become the bad guy to somebody. I'm definitely the bad guy to some people in my life. I'm the bad guy. I'm the guy that was mean and criticized and told someone off, or told them that their behavior is unacceptable and they need to leave, or they need to change. And, when I first got to that point, I was just like crazy, just, shut up, like screaming, like, shut the hell up, man. You're ruining everything for everybody. Why don't you just get along, right? So I realized that I did that, and I was mad at that time, and I didn't handle it right. But I knew it was the right thing to do. I knew that I needed to say something. I needed to stand up. And as years go by, you realize that, hey, there's better ways to do this, and I think that I've learned how to do it better and better. So I found myself faced with different problems in my life and finding better and better ways to figure these things out. And recently I'm going through something, and not a lot of you, but some of you know what those things are. And let me just tell you that, if you've got a problem in your life and there's something wrong, maybe someone's abusing you, maybe someone's making you feel bad, maybe someone is tearing you down, making you feel like a bad person, like you're the bad person. and maybe you've survived through those situations, and now you are looking at yourself and you're thinking, wow, that really did change me, and I'm a certain way because so and so did this and that to me. Okay, maybe someone's uncle molested them, or maybe someone witnessed their father beating their mom, or maybe somebody's family died in a car accident, or just any number of things could have happened. School shooting, cancer, all these things you got to make it through. But one thing that I've definitely learned is that in order to get through these things, you're going to have to figure out a way to be inspired. And at some point you're going to have to say, I'm tired of being inspired by Michael Jordan. I'm tired of being inspired by, Bernie Sanders, or I'm tired of being inspired by, my pastor, or that teacher, or that person at the gym. You gotta, at some point in time, you're going to have to get that inspiration from yourself. You're going to have to do something. Otherwise, you're never going to break free of the shit that people put you in, and the problems that they put you in, and these mental dysfunctions that we have for ourselves, and we fear that it's our fault. And here's one thing that I learned, is that you have to make sure that there's one specific thing that's not your fault. Okay? That one specific thing that's not your fault. And what that is you need to be proud of yourself. You need to inspire yourself. You need to do something that makes you proud of yourself. Okay? So, for me, one of the very first things that I did that I knew that I was going to be proud of myself for was leaving. I left the community. I left the community that wasn't good for me, and nothing was working out. And I was doing everything right. I was going to church. I was learning a trade. I was getting good at it. I wasn't in trouble at all. All my taxes were paid, and all my bills were paid. And I was looking at my life, and I'm like, I don't have anything. I can't move. I can't go forward. I'm stuck. And the crappy people in my life who told me that the reason that I'm not happy is because of this or because of that, and these things that I did wrong, and I knew that they weren't true, but I didn't know how to get away from it. So I left the community. I started over. And you know what I did? I learned a whole bunch of new trades. I got real good at it. I became a leader. I became the boss in those trades. I was in charge of some stuff, and I found myself seeing people that needed inspiration just the way that I needed to be inspired when I was feeling down and out, and nobody did that for me. So I tried to do that for some people, and I was successful at it. But I knew that my time was up, and I needed to go back and just face a community of people that just didn't sit well with me. But I thought, hey, you know what? I've done enough things. I've done enough things to inspire myself to continue to keep moving forward, even though I know that nobody wants me or is going to just let me have what I want in life. And, you got to ask yourself, maybe what I want in life isn't what God wants for me, what I'm destined for. So maybe let's look at that. And one of the last things that I wanted was a family, a family that got together and loved each other and respected each other and wasn't harsh to each other. And I wanted to create that and be involved in it. And I witnessed that throughout my years in life. I've gone to people's houses where everyone respects each other, and they get together, and they're kind to each other, and they love each other, and they treat each other the way that you'd want your family to treat you. And I wanted that. And I was jealous of that. But it wasn't a destructive jealousy where I'm like, or like if you're jealous of someone's car, or you're jealous of your friend or your brother, or they got something that you don't have. It was a different kind of jealousy. It was like, dang, I want that. I want that. Just change me so that I can have that stuff. So I went out and I just challenged myself. And I did things, if I were 19 and someone said to me, hey, Isman, you know what? You're going to compete in 12 bodybuilding shows. You're going to go and you're going to get in the best shape of your life, and you're going to go out and you're going to have a great body, and you're going to do it right. You're going to do it naturally, and you're not going to do steroids, and you're going to learn everything you can about your body, and you're going to create the best possible physical body that you can possibly build. And then you're going to go on stage. You're going to see if you can beat other people in that. And I did that, and I did that 12 times. I don't think I would have believed that if somebody would have put me aside and said, when I was 16, that, hey, you know what? I see you like working out, and everything, and I can see the future, and in the future, you're going to have competed in 12 bodybuilding shows, and you're going to have a whole array of trophies and medals and pictures and memories and all these different people that you're going to meet, and people that are like you, and who you are is someone who can push himself and have discipline. And I don't think I would have believed it if a time traveler would have told the 15 or 16-year-old me that was going to be me, And then I learned how to do longboarding, and then I got into downhill skateboard racing, and I learned how to take a turn on a skateboard going 50 miles an hour. Like, I wouldn't have believed that. No way. But when I was in life and living life, saying, hey, I'm starting this over, and I'm not letting anyone tell me that I'm trash. I went out there, and I did that, and I did it a lot of times, and I did good, and I inspired people on the way, because they wanted to do what I was doing, and here I am. I'm just out there, just letting go of preconceived ideas of me and what people said about me in the past, and here I am in a leather suit, dressed the way I want to be dressed, and skating as fast as I want to skate, and just doing it, I wouldn't have believed anybody if they would have said that I was going to do that, and then I wouldn't have believed them if they said, hey, you're going to save up a bunch of money, and you're going to be able to travel and be free and do what you want, and stay at a hotel and do whatever you want, eat at that fine restaurant. For years I was stuck in these jobs where I just couldn't afford to eat at a nice restaurant, and then I was able to make enough money where I could eat at whatever restaurant I wanted. And I remember there was a time when I just wished that I had a girlfriend, and I wish I could afford to take her to a nice restaurant so that she'd know that I liked her, and that I could provide the monetary funds to have a family. And in my mind, that's what I needed to do, and then I did it. And then, I was able to go to my grandparents' house and help them out for a summer or two, and then I got back into the trade that I first started with, and now I see myself in these crews, and I'm the number one bricklayer in those crews, and then everything depends on what I do and how I feel or how I want to do it, and they're calling me sir and boss, and 25 years ago I wouldn't have believed them that, hey, you're going to be the reason why these guys like to come to work and why life is nice for them, as good as it can be in the trade that I'm in. I wouldn't have believed them, but here I am. I guess just the point I'm trying to make is push yourself to become someone that you're proud of. And then when times get tough, you can really just draw the inspiration from yourself. Hey, someone's trying to put you down and tell you that you're not good enough. And the reason that they do that is because that's the dysfunction in them. just remember that the things that you did, that you were able to accomplish, even if it's the small things, hey, the person that they're insulting, that ain't me. I'm somebody that I'm somebody that I can be proud of, and you don't get to just tell me that I'm trash or I'm junk or I'm not good enough, you know. So I don't know. That's just what I wanted to give to you, you know. And I remember seeing guys, you know, when I was walking around New York City or in Boston or Chicago or just some of the places where I've been, and you know, you see like that guy that's on the corner and he's talking crazy shit, right? You know, and I'm looking at how I am in my life, and it's just like, God damn it, that's, you know, I'm not far off from that guy, but you know what? I know who I am. I know what I've done. I know the greatness that I've accomplished, and right now it's like I'm down, man. I'm really down right now. But at the same time, I'm not really down because this is just the pathway that I have to take in order to get to that next place where I'm supposed to be. And that's a family that I'm supposed to have. And just, you know, it's not like, you know, I'm on my way there and I'm going to walk into that life on a red carpet and I'm going to arrive in a Ferrari and, you know, like that's not how it goes. You know, and 20 years from now, I'm going to look back and say, hey, yeah, I was able to make this family because I slept in my car, or I waited all day, or I did the legwork, or I took out the $20,000 loan so that I could fight. You know, that's what I got to do. You know, and I've learned that in my life. That's sometimes you just can't give up. You can't burn out. You just got to keep going, even though you don't want to. Maybe there's some other things that you'd rather be doing, but this one thing is more important than anything else, and I've certainly learned that, you know, for months of pumping iron, going on stage, and from learning and becoming a personal trainer and learning how to figure out the mechanics of downhill skateboarding so I can do that stuff. I mean, it's going to be worth it. Thanks.